For me, this year has gone like so. January has been the entire month learning. This year I want to prioritize momentum, and for the rest of my life, momentum and motion over perfection. And what keeps me from lingering in places and prolonging things is the constant excitement of experience. Like, I truly value my experiences so much, and I'm grateful for my experiences. This month, February, has been all about shadow work. And I'm sitting here right now just after meditating and doing the shadow work and going through it. And I really just looked across the room and I was coming to some big realizations and learnings. And I just sit here and I'm like, this is all that matters no matter what. Myself, my body and its isolation, and the fact that nobody else is in this room and nobody else is up. I heard a very powerful thing when I started doing these sessions of shadow work, and it was through a speech from Viola Davis. She said, in order to become the person you want to become, you must first go to the darkness, the darkest parts of your soul, and learn to understand them and eventually love them. As I come to these understandings of myself and hard truths, me personally, I've always seen myself since a kid as a good person, as a kind person. And the reality is, along my journey of life, I've made bad decisions, not just mistakes. In those moments, it's hard to understand them and to accept them as part of yourself when you see yourself as such a different extreme. But the reality is, that's as much a part of me as anything else is. When I say that, I don't mean that it defines me. The only way it can define me is by hiding from it. And I spent a good bit of time hiding from it. And the reason I hid from it is because I didn't want to accept that this same kind and positive person I am was the same person who did these harmful things to people I love. But the reality is, when you hide it from yourself like that, that's when it takes over you. And what I've learned, why these understandings are so important to me and coming to these answers, is that I've realized once I go to these dark places and you come to understand them, you shed light on darkness. And when you shed light on darkness, it has no effect on you because everything's out in the open. It is the unknown that truly controls you, no matter who you are. The unknown will control you. Here's the funny thing, is that it could be the smallest thing to the biggest thing. And no matter what it is, because it's unknown, you have no idea of its scale, of its detail, of anything. And because it lives in that secrecy, how can you control something you don't understand? How can you control yourself and not let that thing affect you when you don't know what that thing is? And so, sitting here, this is what matters no matter what. That with all these dark things I have to come to terms with, of my soul, learning to love the parts of me that I don't particularly pride on. That's what makes me love myself and not require validation of others or love from others. Again, when you don't understand something, people have control over how you view it. People have control over how you feel about it. I want to have full control of myself. I want to love myself. And when I say I love myself, I want to love myself in entirety. I do love myself. And I love my life. And I have for a long time. But I want to love myself entirely. And I'm going to. I'm on the path to. And as for me, is the same as anyone else. This is all that matters, no matter what. You sat there in a room of nobody. When you sit there a good while in the room and not moving, and you open your eyes again and realize that there's no one else there, you realize that the most defiant truth is that you, in your own existence and your own timeline, that matters first, always, because you can detach yourself from everything, and then what is there to matter? What is there to care about? What is there to look after? What is there to be there for? It's you. Same goes for me.